a change in kit, a change in scenery as we're moving to the World Test Championship final. Last week we spoke quite a bit about the English Test team and where they are at vis-a-vis the Ashes. So now we're just talking about something that's a bit closer to us, the World Test Championship final, and talking about this jerseys that we're wearing. We have to talk about the recently announced Indian team. So Ved, I'm just going to go through the 15, talk about some notable omissions due to injury, and then we take it from there. So Rohit Sharma, captain; Shubman Gill, Cheteshwar Pujara, Virat Kohli, Ajinkya Rahane, KS Bharat, who's wicketkeeper, Ravindra Jadeja, Ravichandran Ashwin, Akshar Patel, Shardul Thakur, Mohammad Siraj, Mohammad Shami, Umesh Yadav, KL Rahul, and Jaydev Unadkat. So that's the squad. I just want to highlight, I think pretty much the squad picks itself at this point. The only name that I want to highlight is the captain from the BGT, Mr. Jinx Rahane, one of my favorite cricketers. He's such a good. All of us love him. Rahane is class. Uh, Everyone thinks that he's been picked on his recent IPL performances. 6 innings, one not out. He's got 220 odd runs with a 70 average of 44. But the main thing being his strike rate, which is 189. Nobody has seen this version of Rahane before. But I think personally that they've picked him on his red ball cricket. Again, we at Back to the Roots love red ball cricket. So going to go back to the Ranji Trophy this season, where Rahane in 11 innings has scored 634 runs and scored, was it 200s and a 50, one of them being a double ton. So clearly, it's not just the IPL performance, it's the fact that in the long form, he's done so well for his side, leading his side as well, and setting a good example. We all know that incident that happened with Yashasvi Jaiswal as well. So clearly, Rahane is back in the squad. I would start him personally, but let's not get into our playing 11s yet. Moving on to Ved, who's going to take us forward with this entire team and take the way. The stage is yours.
I think there's going to be a problem with balancing the squad out with the number of injuries that we've seen throughout this IPL. KL Rahul is ruled out from the IPL and most likely will be ruled out from the squad because the WTC final is a week or 10 days after the IPL final, so it's too close. I feel for him to come back. Umesh Yadav looks to be doubtful, and Unadkat, Jaydev Unadkat, who's had a great domestic season as usual, looks to be a doubt as well after he dislocated his shoulder while bowling in the nets of the Lucknow Super Giants training sessions. So I think there are a lot of potential replacements for these players. As much as I love speaking about domestic cricket and we are back to the roots, would love to be an advocate for somebody like an Abhimanyu Easwaran to step in for KL Rahul. I don't think he'll be an ideal replacement because we do need a backup keeper. Ishan Kishan would probably make the squad as a backup keeper. I think KS Bharat has to start. And
What
with
about what
Unat,
about Saha? Could he be in the
uh,
mix? Not
I
had the
think,
greatest IPL, but of
yeah,
course we all know him as a keeper. He's
yeah,
class.
I'm pretty sure Saha is a great shout for red ball cricket. I think I probably put him over Ishan Kishan as well, and he brings in experience to the squad. So yeah, it could be Ridhiman Saha going in there, but this pretty much guarantees a start for KS Bharat, so he knows how to prepare. And two big problems are the fast bowling department now that Umesh Yadav and Unadkat are out. What I would think is a comeback from Ishant Sharma. He's been great in the IPL, Test cricket legend, and he's always troubled the Aussie batsmen. I know it's been more down under, but I feel like he'll be very effective in England against them. He'll generate bounce, he's tall and he's aggressive. So I would love to see Ishant Sharma back in the squad. And I know it's not like for like, but I think Hardik Pandya should make the squad just to strengthen our middle order and lower order batting. He offers bowling, he can be the fourth medium pacer, and he really strengthens the batting. And our middle order collapse in tests over the years in England has been very evident and it's been really bad. So I think Hardik Pandya, great leader, great player overall. So I think he should make the squad. So what are your thoughts on this? Who would your
I
replacements be?
would, I to be very honest, and again, very wrongly so, Hardik Pandya never crossed my mind. I didn't know that, he's even in the reckoning, to be honest. But given the fact that he's done so well, yes, mind you, in the shorter format, but he's a leader. He's a calming influence. We have all seen Hardik grow as a personality, leaps and bounds in the last couple of years, especially post the Gujarat Titans captaincy, where now he's being touted for the Indian white ball captaincy. So I would love to see Hardik in the team, um, given his experience in England over the 2018-19 tour and I think the World Cup as well. Especially, he scored a couple of 50s. I think something in the semi-final as well was about 50 odd. So would love to see Hardik in the squad, especially for his all-round abilities. Ishant, again, great. Just for the knuckleball that he bowled the other day, he has to be in the team. But what about Bhuvi? I know that's an out, like a bit of a left field shout, given he's not been in the Indian setup for the last couple of years, couple of tours at least,
especially in red ball. Yeah.
in red ball cricket. So maybe Bhuvi. I know.
I would love to have Bhuvi in the squad, especially in England. He's our version of Jimmy Anderson, so
I mean, yeah.
he could open any batsman up. So I would love to have him in the squad as well.
So it's
To be
two
very honest,
fast bowlers who are out, right? So technically, if you
yeah.
create two replacements, why not both Ishant and Bhuvi?
But then that doesn't leave a spot for Hardik because KL Rahul has to be replaced by a wicketkeeper.
Yeah,
So
true. Oh
that's
yeah, I would, to be very honest, yeah, I'd go probably. The thing is that the dream scenario, like especially I love like younger cricketers. That's just a bias sort of thing. I want to see this team go and win stuff for the next 10 years, so or 5 years at least. So I'd go Hardik and Bhuvi if I could pick two. I know you'd probably go Ishant and Hardik. Uh,
yeah, I'd
so
probably go Ishant and Hardik at this point.
and I think the team would also. The team looks like it might go Ishant and Bhuvi or Ishant and
Yeah,
another bowler. You never know.
it's it's very likely because our spinners, even though all might not play, Jadeja, Akshar and Ashwin are in their forms of their life when it comes to batting. So our batting depth is already strong. Over the whole course of the IPL, whoever we have mentioned, whoever is fit for this, and whoever we have called out to come and make the squad, every single player other than Rohit Sharma has been in great form. So that's a very good sign for the Indian cricket team. I know KS Bharat hasn't played, so it's just probably the only worries right now would be Rohit Sharma and KS Bharat. But anybody else is in amazing form, and I'm really excited to see what Siraj and Shami do in the form that they're in. It's going to be very exciting to watch our pace attack against the Australian pace attack.
Yeah.
I don't know who our spinners would be, or if we're going to play one spinner. But what are your shouts? I think Jaddu has to play. There's no room for Jaddu not to play. Or would you go with an off spinner with how right hand heavy Australia is, or would you want Akshar to play with the batting that he's been providing the team?
I To be very honest, all three of them, very easily can just walk into this team and warrant a place, and not many comms should be made about that as well. But I think to go two left arm spinners, both who are, I wouldn't say similar batsmen, but both who can play aggressively and get those runs. I think Ashwin, I would probably go Ashwin if I had to play two spinners. Again, two spinners is not a compulsion, but given the quality of our pace attack, the injuries around our pace attack right now, I'd probably go two spinners and I'd go Ashwin and Jaddu. Sorry, Akshar, you are incredible, but you know you got to pick a
That's-
team for the conditions, I guess.
Looking back so much at red ball cricket, we've forgotten another big name who has been in the red ball squad recently. Do you think Sky could slot in for KL Rahul?
But then again, it becomes a problem of a wicket keeper, right?
Yeah,
Because I
fair.
think it's unfortunate that Rishabh Pant had to go through what he went through, and we're all hoping we'd see Pant back again. But that kind of just thrust a KS Bharat into the scene,
Yeah.
and again he's just starting off, so we had to cut him some slack, but he hasn't done too well, and he has got enough opportunities. So I'd say even I know KS Bharat is a starter, as you said. But can there be a question mark there? Can we start somebody else instead?
Yeah, it
Would
is
they,
possible.
would they force KL to come back? Maybe that, where they like just kind of manufacture him into coming back again, whether it's at 50% capacity or not. But then
Mhm.
that would mean he has to keep.
Yeah,
So
with the leg injury, I
yeah,
think
I
that's
think
really doubtful. If he's
that's
rolled out
very
of
tight.
IPL and the WTC final is too close for that. But since Saha has been playing all the games for Gujarat Titans, it's very possible that he makes the squad and starts. And I would be all for it because you know what Saha can contribute.
Yeah, oh,
He
Saha's exceptional,
yeah,
especially against the, like, the moving ball, to
yeah,
keep and just get those good catches. Again, catches win matches. We all know that.
yeah,
I think Saha would be interesting. Sky, as you said, 450s in the last 4 games. I know,
yeah,
going off IPL performances maybe isn't the greatest thing to do.
yeah,
Um, Especially he has played in England. He has scored runs in England. We all
yeah,
can remember the 100 at Trent Bridge in the T20 format still, but
yeah.
or was it the ODIs? Either one. White ball
It was in
format.
the T20 format. It
Let's
was
just
at
say white.
Nottingham. It was at Nottingham, and we were at the game. How can you forget this,
Oh,
Atul?
yeah, my bad. My bad. But yeah, to score those runs. So, I wouldn't go Sky just because, again, keeper problem. So I'd go
Yeah,
maybe Shan or Saha and then the other changes. So yeah, the score's looking good. I think
yep,
basically, as we said, to conclude that pretty much 13 out of the 15 picked themselves at this point, given the
yeah,
injury, or 12 out of the 15. It's just the remaining
yeah,
two, three gaps. One of them especially being a bench gap like Jaydev Unadkat,
yeah.
which we have to fill up. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem, I'd say.
I
Uh,
think one good thing is it's a double-edged sword. All our players are performing really well, but we go too deep into the IPL season right before the World Test Championship. So, and a lot of teams are in contention
yeah,
for the final and the playoffs. So, a lot of players will be playing a lot of games. So, it's possible that they might dip in form or might be tired for the game. So, we don't know how much preparation time our players have before the Test Championship, other than Pujara, who's obviously at the county cricket scene right now, absolutely killing it. But a lot of the Australian players are playing county cricket. Steve Smith will join them soon in England. So
Manas Labuschagne
Labuschagne,
there.
yeah. So there quite a few strong players are there, and it's all of. I think that might just end up being where the difference is between the two teams, the preparation for the game. So I feel like that's an interesting way to look at it. Uh, Maybe if your favorite team doesn't qualify for the playoffs in the IPL, just look at it as that the players from that team are going to have more time to prepare for India, which is number one priority for all
Yeah,
Indians. So,
I think it's an interesting way they've scheduled it, right? To have a World Test Championship in the middle of basically a mid, like, franchisee season sort of thing, where we had the
yeah,
pre IPL SA T20, was it, and a few other competitions, and then cut to the IPL, and then one
yeah,
week later it's the World Test Championship final. I think
yeah.
I think 2.5 weeks after the World Test Championship final, Australia have the Ashes. So there's
I
gonna be
think
a
that's
lot of.
the reason for the scheduling because last time around the WTC final was a little later on during the year, and I think it's
Yes.
because of that. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's a tough one. I think especially for a majority of the Indian players, as you said, to basically go from this high pressure, high octane IPL in a week to come to basically entirely contrasting conditions, and to come and basically play a test
try
match
and win one game, which wins you a
and
championship. It's one
exactly
test.
one game, and that one
Yeah,
game basically can decide whether you've been good enough for a year or not, right? It's so
yeah,
many games to get to this position. And India, we know last time what happened with the reserve day, and that
yeah.
one Kyle Jameson spell, and everything changed. So hopefully we
I
can
think
win it this year, but
it.
don't
Yep,
know.
and I think it's also a very important match by itself because a lot of our players are in their twilight years of their career, of their careers. So I think how they do in this game will decide or will serve as a stepping stone to India's future test teams. So that will be interesting to see as well.
For sure, I think with Indian cricket and an ICC trophy, the chat has to always happen. It's unfortunate that we've kind of missed out on the final hurdle or the semi-final hurdle, with the Test Championship final, with the previous World Cups, World T20s.
Yep.
We haven't done well, but of course, saying that winning is the only form of success and that the team is not good
Yeah.
enough, I think is a bit of a stretch. The team's been great. We've performed really
Yeah.
well over the last so many tournaments. I think every time we've just seen that it's just 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes of bad cricket, as Kohli once famously said, 20 minutes of
Yep.
bad cricket and we
Bad
lost the game.
cricket. Yeah.
So hopefully that doesn't happen again. We are clearly
Yeah.
biased, but yeah, I think it's set up for a perfect contest and it leads perfectly again to the Ashes. So it's a
Just, yeah,
big one for Australia. I think we aren't putting enough emphasis on how big of a month it is going to be for
it
Australian
is
cricket as well.
definitely
Imagine going into the Ashes with a World Test Championship mace. That's going to, give you a world of
boost
confidence.
of yeah, 100%.
But what if they
And
lose? And
also,
then going into the
yeah,
first test, if they lose that as well, then there's a lot of pressure on the second test. And, let's see. But what would your
and
playing 11 be if I had to ask you for India?
I think I'd have Rohit and Shubman opening the
Rohit and
innings as this
Shubman.
stand.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think Shubman Gill is undroppable.
Yeah.
Puji at number three,
Yeah.
Virat at number four.
Yeah.
I start Rahane personally at number five,
Me too.
and the wicketkeeper, whoever plays, will play at number six for me. I think
Yeah, so you have
number
five
seven.
five spots now. Let's go.
Ooh, this
Five
is.
spots. Okay, so
I
spinner.
think number seven is Hardik Pandya's spot, and he serves as the fourth pacer. Or maybe it's interchangeable with number six. He gives batting as well. He's our fourth pacer. I
Okay.
think our one spinner has to be Ravindra Jadeja if we go, and that just adds so much to our batting depth. And we go on to our three medium pacers, Ishant Sharma, Mohammad Shami, and Mohammad Siraj. I think that would be my pick. Assuming Ishant Sharma does make the squad. If not, I know Shardul is with the squad, so he'd probably play at this
Yeah,
time, at this
interesting.
point in time. So
That's very interesting. I think great player to mention actually that we haven't gone too much into Shardul.
yeah,
Probably one of those guys with the golden arm, always gets wickets. Is
and
he
the bat.
and with the bat scores some 50s? Probably hit. I know Ashwin in his YouTube channel called him Shardulkar because of the couple cover drives he hit in that Australia tour against Stark. I think one was Stark, one was Cummins.
Yep,
So is he possibly going to be that Hardik Pandya for us? Maybe it's him instead of Hardik Pandya,
possible.
unfortunately.
He is the Lord after all.
Yeah, I mean, Lord has to play. So I
Yeah.
think I'd go pretty much a very similar team. I'd go Rohit, Shubman, Puji, Kohli, Rahane, Bharat as my top six. I think that again picks itself. I'd love to go two spinners. Again, bit of um, fanboy of Ravichandran Ashwin talking, but I'd go Jadeja Ashwin. Again, given the batting solidity, given English conditions, KS Bharat's lean patch, I think we just probably want to strengthen a bit more, and that gives us space for three fast bowlers. I'd go Shami, Siraj again. Two of them pick themselves. Last spot, I would love to say Bhuvi, but I think somebody like Ishant, as you said, gives us a lot more in terms of seam movement, a lot more in terms of experience. Uh, and yeah, I think just the pace that he has as compared to Bhuvi, I think will just add a little
And
more.
it's just Ishant Sharma against Australia, right? It just feels good to have him against Australia. So
It's been a long time since Ricky Ponting has
yeah,
been playing, but yeah, I'd go with that team. So very similar to yours. I think the one change is probably Ashwin for Hardik because as much as I want to say Hardik makes the squad, I don't think
yeah.
Uh, we've seen him enough in red ball cricket for him to come in as an all rounder, and I don't
hmm
think they're just going to pick him as a pure batsman. So that's my team, and let's go to the final part, prediction. So let me quickly read out Australia's team. So it's Cummins, Warner, Carey, Smith, Cameron Green, Josh Hazelwood, Marcus Harris, Travis Head, Josh Inglis, Usman Khawaja, Manas Labuschagne, Scott Borland, Matthew Renshaw, and Mitchell Stark. Again, we can probably pick a 11 out of this, and any sort of 11 is good. That's a very solid team. But if you had to predict your winner and just give us a second sentence as to why.
I I'm Indian. You can see this. I'm just going to be biased and say it's India. I love India. I think India are very strong, and I think this is the year finally where we go ahead and win an ICC championship. We've played this match, this one particular game before, and I think we've learned from it. Uh, like J. Cole said, "Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't put the blame on you." So I think we have to go in with that mindset.
I mean, yeah, you quoted a rap song, but yeah, I think if you had to ask me just to throw a spanner in the works again, I'm Team India. I think India get it done this time, but just to throw a spanner in the works, if I had to say the Australia, only because of the fact that I think we haven't given this game as much importance as we should have. because we've given Test cricket so much of an importance in the last year.
Yeah.
But to have this game 1 week after the IPL final, again, we don't know who's going to be in it.
Yeah.
To come in and then adjust from, first of all, short format to long format, and then from Indian conditions to English conditions, I think it's
Yeah.
going to be very challenging.
And it's also just the drain of playing so many games, right?
100%. I think a lot of our teams are already saying, oh, I think post-match press conference was saying people are tired, people, there's, some sort of fatigue going on to certain camps. So
And India's really hot this time around, so it's taking a toll
exactly.
on the
I
players.
think I think given all of that, I'd probably go 51-49 Australia, just being a bit more brutal on Indian cricket, because I think we should have probably just given it a little more of the effort that we could have.
And also, you love going against me everywhere. You support Arsenal, I support Chelsea, so you just had to do it, right?
Nah, nah, I
I
think,
get it. I get it.
nah, it's nothing like that. I think it's, yeah, I would love to say India is just, I get very nervous when it comes to the Indian test team playing away from home. And I think there's no fault in us to feel that
Understandable.
way. But yeah, heart says India, mind unfortunately says Australia. So
If we were playing in Australia, though, I think your answer
I
would be
think I'd
different.
back India. I think I'd back India. The fact that
Yeah.
we're playing in England, some Australian players are already here performing. That pace attack is just doing really well, and is going to do really well. Um, you can basically, they have no selection headaches as well. I think if you just look at the Australia squad once, it kind of picks itself. The playing 11 picks itself.
Yeah.
So, in London, we don't know how the conditions are going to be in London at that point. But it's at the Oval, not at Lords, unfortunately. But you never know. I think it's set up for a great clash. It's unfortunate for English cricket that it's India and Australia taking each other on in English home conditions, but
I'd say it's fortunate. So,
gets a lot of viewership. That's all it
I
does.
mean, it technically is ex-England. So,
I don't want to get in. I don't want to get into that conversation for sure.
sorry for making it political.
Yeah, I mean, cricket politics. Yeah, let's not go there. But yeah, I think I think it's a good game. It's set up for a good contest with
Yeah.
both sides. I hope
Love it. I love that India and Australia are in a final in England and England's not playing.
it's just
I would
funny.
love
Yeah,
to
it's
see
just so
something. Yeah.
funny. But yeah, I think we're all really excited. Just you, I think you can see the excitement given that the fact that we're wearing Indian cricket jerseys at 11:10 p.m. on a Thursday night. But yeah, looking forward to a big test, possibly a big series for Australia immediately after. So thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next week with next week's wrap up, and again, different and interesting conversations. So please do like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram while you can. See you guys. See you soon. Thank you.